There is amazing news for Brad Pitt fans. He's coming back with his new film with none other than George Clooney. These two outstanding actors are coming together with thrilling action and dark comedy in a Jon Watts movie, WOLFS. What does this new movie have to offer? That is what we're going to discuss in this video. So stay with us till the end to have fun. Let's get started. A fun new action comedy called WOLFS is coming out soon. Yes, you heard that right. This movie, which was written and directed by Jon Watts, stars George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and many more famous people. Watts also co-produced the movie. They're joined by Amy Ryan, Austin Abrams, and Purna Jagannathan, who make up a diverse and skilled group. You might be excited to know their roles, right? We are too! But I guess we'll have to wait a little. WOLFS will be shown in cinemas for the first time on September 20, 2024 by Columbia Pictures through Sony Pictures Releasing. Whether you like comedy or action films, you'll love this film. Even if you have a thing for Brad Pitt, then also you can look forward to this movie. Ha, like we do. The story is about two skilled fixers who get hired for the same job even though they're used to working alone. These lone wolves have to deal with a string of wild and dangerous events that force them to put aside their differences and work together. The relationship between Clooney and Pitt looks like it will be one of the best parts of the movie. Don't you think? As the two fixers go about their difficult job, the audience can expect a wild ride of laughs, surprises, and excitement. WOLFS want to give you a one-of-a-kind experience by mixing the best of action and comedy in a way that only a cast and crew this skilled can pull off. The first official video for WOLFS just came out, giving fans an exciting look at the upcoming thriller starring Brad Pitt and George Clooney. Fans of these two famous stars will remember how well they got along in the Ocean's movies and Burn After Reading. It's like having a dream team, a hot and skilled dream team. The video from Sony Pictures Entertainment has given us a better idea of what WOLFS is storing for us. We get a better look at Pitt and Clooney's characters, how they interact with each other, and the movie's main story. The trailer sets the tone for an exciting ride by showing intense action scenes, dramatic moments, and the increasing and interesting idea that two lone agents have to work together. The first thing that made people talk about WOLFS was some intriguing set photos, which got us interested. These pictures of Pitt and Clooney in interesting places made people want to know more about the plot and their characters' parts. We are even more excited to see how the story plays out now that the trailer is out. However, Brad Pitt looks amazing, that is all most of us can see, right? The Ocean's movies were funnier and lighter, and they were mostly about complicated robberies. WOLFS seems to promise a darker, more intense experience. The movie looks like it has a lot of tension, excitement, and complicated relationships between the characters. This is a nice change that makes things more interesting for Pitt and Clooney fans. Unlike Burn After Reading, which doesn't focus much on the friendship between George Clooney and Brad Pitt, the Ocean movies make this friendship and their work together in crime the main focus. WOLFS seems to follow this same road, but it focuses on their relationship even more. But in this new movie, Clooney and Pitt's characters are not friends. They're more like enemies who have to work together to finish a job that goes wrong. There are a lot of mishaps in WOLFS, which is how the story starts. These mishaps force Clooney and Pitt's characters to work together against their will. In the Ocean series, they pulled off smooth heists. But this time, things are much messy and harder to predict. They're not just stealing money or jewelry this time, they're stuck in a web of danger and lies that test how well they can work together. For real cinema lovers, there is also a good amount of dark comedy. This movie is mostly funny because of the fights between Clooney and Pitt's characters over how to do their jobs. Think about how funny it would be if these two famous people tried to trick each other while they were under a lot of stress. The movie is more than just a straight action thriller because of the comedy and its arguments and banter. Even though their characters are different, Clooney and Pitt have to work together to finish their task. This makes them like buddy cops, where they have to balance their need to work together and with their need to compete. There is friction between them, but there is also respect, which makes the way they talk to each other even more interesting. Clooney and Pitt are the big stars, but the trailer also shows how Amy Ryan, Austin Abrams, and the rest of the cast fit into the story. Ryan's character seems to get into trouble with a dead body, which is what makes Clooney and Pitt's characters work together in a way that doesn't make sense. The situation she is in makes the story even more complicated and urgent. She's not just a damsel in trouble, what she does moves the story along and gives the main couple more problems to solve. Austin Abrams, on the other hand, seems to get mixed up with some dangerous crooks, which leads to a chase scene where he's only wearing underwear. Well, the scene gives a clear indication that this movie is going to be a blast. The scene looks like it will be both exciting and funny, showing how the movie mixes action and comedy. Ryan and Abrams are among the supporting actors who make the movie more interesting and make sure the WOLFS is not just about the two stars. In particular, Ryan's character seems to be a big part of how Clooney and Pitt end up together. Abrams' character's antics add humor and high-stakes moments. Many things are still unknown about WOLFS, but the newest trailer makes it clear that it will be a great movie later this year. The movie looks like it will be a new take on the Clooney-Pitt relationship. With a great cast and an interesting premise, WOLFS looks like it will be a standout movie that will captivate viewers and show off the special chemistry between its two leads. Jon Watts, who is known for working on the Spider-Man movies, was going to write and direct a new thriller with no name in September 2021. This was big news in the movie business. When it was announced that Hollywood stars George Clooney and Brad Pitt would not only be starring in the movie, but also producing it, people became even more excited about it. It was a tough process to get the rights to this movie. A lot of big companies bid on Apple TV+, including Sony Pictures, Lionsgate, Annapurna Pictures, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, Universal Pictures, Warner Bros., Netflix, and Amazon companies. Apple TV+ won. In January 2023, work had already begun in New York City. Amy Ryan, who is known for being able to do a lot of different types of acting, joined the group, which made it even better. The movie's images were given to Larkin Seipel, a skilled cinematographer whose work would make it look beautiful. As the play went on, more skilled players were brought in, such as Austin Abrams and Poorna Jagannathan in February. But in July 2023, there was a big problem with the production. Movies couldn't be made because of the SAG-AFTRA strike, in which artists and other workers wanted better pay and working conditions. This pause made me think of all the problems and talks that could go on in the entertainment business, even for big projects like this one. The movie WOLFS was still highly awaited, even with this interruption. The movie brought Clooney and Pitt together back after working together in the hit Ocean's trilogy from 2001 to 2007, and the dark comedy Born After Reading in 2008. It was thought that their on-screen friendship and chemistry would give this new drama a unique feel. Along with the reunion of these two stars, the project was also noteworthy because Apple TV+ and Sony Pictures Releasing worked together on it. After working together on Napoleon, the historical thriller, Apple and Sony worked together again to make sure that WOLFS would be shown in a lot of theaters. This movie showed that Apple is serious about making high-quality material and using both its streaming service and traditional movie releases. People kept getting more and more excited about WOLFS as the production team worked to resume shooting and deal with the problems caused by the industry strike. In the United States, the movie was set to come out in September 20, 2024, and fans can mark that date on their notebooks. With Clooney and Pitt as leads, Jon Watts' direction, and the thriller's intriguing idea, WOLFS looked like it would be a must-see movie. If you are also excited to see this movie, share your enthusiasm in the comment section below. If you enjoyed watching the video, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.